it so important for us to study the Doctrine and Covenants and church history?
A number of years ago, President Ezra Taft Benson highlighted the fact that the Book of Mormon is the keystone of our religion. If you have an arch, then the keystone is the stone at the very top of the arch that holds both of the sides together. So the Book of Mormon is the keystone. President Benson taught that the Doctrine and Covenants is the capstone. It's the crowning piece of masonry that you would put onto that wall. And the Book of Mormon and the Doctrine and Covenants are the keystone and the capstone of our religion. The Book of Mormon invites all to come unto Christ. The Doctrine and Covenants invites all to come unto Christ's kingdom on the earth, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So those two volumes of scriptures testify of each other, and they complete and complement each other. And so we learn more about the Book of Mormon as we study the Doctrine and Covenants. As we study the Book of Mormon, it prepares us for the latter-day revelations that we find in the Doctrine and Covenants. A second reason that the Doctrine and Covenants in church history is so important is that the majority of the revelations that we now have in the Doctrine and Covenants came as Joseph and his associates asked questions. All throughout the scriptures we find the counsel to ask, seek, and knock. And the Doctrine and Covenants is a pattern. It's a handbook for the receiving of revelation. So as Joseph and Oliver were translating the Book of Mormon, they had questions about baptism. They inquired of the Lord. The answer to that prayer is the 13th section of the Doctrine and Covenants. So throughout the Doctrine and Covenants, as you study not only what's in a particular section, but as you come to understand the question Joseph or others were asking that preceded the revelation, that becomes instruction for us today about how we can ask, seek, and knock and better hear the voice of the Lord. Great question.